What's good? What's good? Welcome everyone, and welcome to Too Real for Mainstream. Oh, so on today's show, it's gonna be very juicy. It's gonna be very interesting because I got some things to talk about, revolving around this evening's second round matchup between game seven between Boston and Philadelphia 76ers. Okay, you guys, the breaking news, you guys, the news that man, this is unbelievable, but this doesn't disappoint you guys. This doesn't disappoint me because I'm gonna get in. You better believe I'm gonna get in. Y'all know when y'all come to Real for Mainstream, at times, we get entertainment and everything, but I don't hold back. We're gonna keep it 100% real today on the show. Tonight on the show, we gonna be on fire. But let me hold and make sure that everything's set up, you guys, before we really get in heavy into it. And make sure we got everything cracking. Matter of fact, go ahead and get a little background music in there just to get the mood set, because I got some stuff to say about this. Oh boy, don't surprise me. Y'all just bear with me. Give me a minute. Everyone, thank y'all for taking the time to tune into the channel. If you're not tuned in already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification button so you'll get them updates every time we drop new content on new platform. You'll be one of the first ones to become a full pledged member to Real for Mainstream. Looks like we're all gravy, guys. Everything's good. It looks like we're live. Everything's working. Okay, everything's good. Okay, so I mean, it's today. I mean, this doesn't disappoint me, guys. It doesn't disappoint me. I just don't understand it how people and how you guys as fans, you guys continue to support individuals and support people and root for them and rock for them, put your hard earned money, work money on just to get disappointed. I mean, for all you guys out there, what did I tell you guys about Philadelphia 76ers and the Phoenix Suns? I told you guys, those of you guys who know me from other platforms that support me on other social media platforms, you guys know when I tell you guys about Chris Paul and James Harden. I told you guys, whatever team that Chris Paul or James Harden on, since we're on the Sixers in Boston, we're gonna get on Harden. Whatever team you're on, you just can't trust them to go all the way. You just can that trust at some point they're just gonna crash and burn. And that's with James Harden, players such as James Harden and Chris Paul. Today we're gonna stick to just James Harden. We're gonna leave Chris Paul alone for right now. But I'm just saying, you're gonna leave him alone for right now. But just to get back on point, as I said, James Harden, he just cannot be trusted. He cannot be trusted he cannot be trusted. James Harden is one of those players, like I told you guys, he does good work throughout the, he has those performances and scores like a regular season player. James Harden is a regular season player. When it's time for them playoffs and it's time for the crunch time for championship crunch time, this man just cannot do it. He continues to choke. It doesn't disappoint me. I mean, I told a lot of people certain other people like in a certain on a panel in the community, people that be listening like to talk about basketball discussion, go live and talk about basketball. I told them, hey, all you sick people think Sixers gonna win. Sixers is not winning. I told you guys it's gonna be. I knew Boston was gonna win. The point is like the only reason why this series went this far on is because Boston has a repetition. As I said, we're on Too Real for Mainstream. We're gonna be hot and on fire, and we're gonna keep it real. The only reason why this became a game seven series because Boston Celtics has a record and a history of not being able to all the way, always continuously like they tend to drop the ball. Basically, this is why this got to a game seven series. They should have never got to a game seven in this series with Boston. Boston should have never got in game series. But like I said, I mean, and it's sad because you guys really, I know a lot of you guys put your money on it, like, oh, Sixers, just a year, Sixers don't do it. I don't know why you guys, I told you guys, not with James Harden on the team, not with James Harden. And I tried to tell those Phoenix Suns fans the same thing. Like, I did have you guys already support the channel. I did say I had Phoenix or Warriors to come out of the West and make the finals, but I never had Phoenix winning the championship, as I said, because I just can't, like Chris Paul, man, this dude, same thing. Just no matter what team he on, whatever team he on, people try to make excuses like he didn't have a good enough team. Or he had a good enough team because he's been on teams where it was others top stars, even mega blockbuster mainstream stars, and he still couldn't get it done. That's just the way it is. That's the way Chris Paul and James Harden is. he's an MVP. No, he deserved it. If that's where it was voted, the man deserves it. Give me just a minute here, you guys. Let me make sure. I gotta check. I got some people right now on my platform. So, hold on. All right, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We went to that brief commercial break. Had some special requests. Had to make sure you had to support the fans and make sure I'm always get a chance to communicate and respond to fans and supporters. So, now that's taken care of. Everyone's has technical issues. Some people were saying they would not be able to get into the stream, but I hope now that everyone's in, we're good to go. Let's get back going on to it. As I was saying, James Harden, man, this dude, man, he's just like, it don't surprise me. I'm not upset. I'm not upset one bit how this game turned out, and I'm not upset one bit about it, and I don't feel sorry for them Philadelphia 76ers fans. Man, you know what? Actually, I take that back, guys. I feel sorry for the 76ers fans because this was just a complete disappointment and a disgrace. It was a disgrace. It was a disgrace. And it's sad. It's sad because what I'm about to get into right now, you guys, is sad. But Doc Rivers, man, it's sad. But Doc Rivers has to be he has to take responsibility for this thing. Doc Rivers is going to take the fall. Ladies and gentlemen, Doc Rivers will be fired from the Philadelphia 76ers. I repeat, Doc Rivers will be fired from the Philadelphia 76ers. And it's sad because Doc Rivers he's not a bad coach. Doc Rivers is not a bad coach. I mean, personally, Doc Rivers, I think personally, I'm talking about as a coach. People are judging about teams and about players, about actual players compared to when you're talking about coaching and actually a player playing, it's two different things. If we're talking about on a coaching level compared to his player level, because Doc Rivers used to play for the Atlanta Hawks, so that's two different subjects and topics. But if we're talking about just coaching, I think Doc Rivers is a good damn coach. He's one of the top coaches in the league. It's just unfortunately that Doc Rivers the teams that he has been getting placed on is like they're setting him up not to succeed. Okay. And I know you guys are wondering, like, what do you mean by that? Okay, but we're gonna get into that. Don't worry, because we just get heated up. We just get started. We're gonna get back to that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm Hansel and Gretel on y'all ass right now. I'm Hansel and Gretel on you. We're gonna get back to that though. But I just want to get some more on this performance by the two top stars of the Philadelphia 76ers, James Harden and Embiid. I mean, it was completely ridiculous. That was ridiculous. And this is why I say that this should have never went to 7 games. It should have never went to 7 games. It definitely this the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers second round matchup in the 2023 playoffs should not have went 7 games. Boston should have wrapped this up with a 4-1 series, but it's about the money. It's about the money, and sometimes, like I said, you have, like we all know, we got things going on, other things going on behind the table. series out between Boston and Philly. Makes so they gave Philly a couple of games in order to keep the thing going, and such as the basically the franchise itself could get some more money from the fans and the people come into the stadium and make the money, such as people coming to the stadium, to the Philadelphia Stadium. More and more games, and then the more money that both franchises make, but it should have been wrapped up though, definitely. We're gonna go to another commercial break, and y'all just go ahead and just spam in the comments, just talk, let me know what you think. We still live. We're just going to a quick commercial break. We got to go pay some bills, and we'll be right back. And we're back. And as I told you guys, ladies and gentlemen, where we left off on the topic before the commercial break, that I mean, it is. It, I mean, it's all about the money. It's all about the money in the basically the income being still drawn in. So the more games, the more money that both franchises make. But it was just sad to when you can see, and when you as a fan of sports, just in general, when if you're paying to see a game or you're at home watching a game, it's just sad that now you can't actually enjoy an actual sports game or some type of sports event, especially like when you're talking about in the clutch time time of the season. It's sad that you can't sit and watch a sports competition without having a suggestion like, "Hey, dang man, this stuff is rigged, man," or this ain't right, man. Hey, what's going on? There's some funny business going on. It's sad. Me as a fan myself, and I know a lot of you, saying we're upset, and this is and we're just getting really tired of this because it's unacceptable and unexcusable. You know what I'm saying? To be sitting here and like you can see obviously that sports are rigged. It's no question about it, and I think it's sad. It's definitely sad. And I mean, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I mean, I look at these sports now. I look at all these sports such as the NFL, the NBA. Outside of those two as well. But we know those two are the major priority ones. You know what I'm saying? But there's other sports too. That's definitely you see it in there. So I'm not going to excuse and just say, oh well, it's just the NBA and the NFL. It's bigger than that and deeper than that. But it's just this is crazy. I never thought it'd get to this level to where it can be seen so obviously by everyone, or so many people to see the buffoonery behind all this. But anyways, I mean, just like I said, getting back on point, you guys, because James Harden, his problem is, he just really he was just pushed and promoted to what he's not. The portrayal and the image of James Harden, where it was pushed after he left Oklahoma City, that was not his image, and that was not who he was. So I mean, that's why people are like, oh, James Harden, he's this, he can't, he's just a flop, all this and that, because that's what James Harden is. You guys got to understand. If had it not been from the mainstream and all these stuff, everywhere they pushing James Harden like that, like he's a mega star athlete, he wouldn't be getting dragged how he's getting dragged. That's what James Harden is. What you see from James Harden and what we've been getting from James Harden over the past decade, because that's what James Harden is. He's like that regular. He's like a regular, like you say, a role player, a regular player, someone that will be a sixth player or be a role player, a starter, but a role player, not the main star player, mega player on the team. No, he's not the star player of a team. That's the problem. He got promoted as being a star player of the team. He's not. But we're not going to excuse. We're not going to just get on. We're not going to just get on James Harden because Joel Embiid is just to blame for this. I mean, to win a series. I mean, to win the MVP, to win the regular season MVP. The fact is, I mean, it's just vice versa. Like I know he won the MVP. People saying, okay, he didn't deserve to win the NBA Finals. I mean, with an NBA regular season, NBA MVP regular season, he did deserve it. But as we said, that's a regular season compared to the playoffs because there's a playoffs for the MVP for the playoffs as well, such as the finals. We have a finals MVP, so it's two different things. But it's just sad, that Doc Rivers is gonna have to face this. Doc Rivers is gonna have to face that. It's sad that Doc Rivers is going to have to face this. He's going to have to first face the turmoil for this. So be expecting it, ladies and gentlemen. Be expecting it. I believe by sometime before the next season starts up, it will be announced that Doc Rivers has been fired from the team. We will possibly see Doc Rivers on a new team. I mean, or hey, he could choose to retire. I mean, he can look at his career as a success. If you look at Doc Rivers since he's been a head coach, every team he's coached, they've been a success. They may not have won the finals, but they've been a success. He continuously, whatever team he was on, that team was in the final. I mean, making it to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Having a pretty decent record. So, I mean, when you're talking about Doc Rivers, that's the thing. The problem is with Doc Rivers, a lot of people are judging him because of how the team did. But I mean, let me rap to y'all about that so y'all can more understand what I'm saying about that. They're gonna get what I'm saying because I know y'all wondering, like, what you mean? What I mean is by the team. Like, okay, for example, if you have a coach, no matter All right, you guys. There was some technical issue right there. I don't know what happened. I got kicked out. I don't know. Something happened. We don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm going in right now, and I don't know. I got kicked out of my stream, but my back is back right now. I don't know how there was a glitch there. But as we were saying, ladies and gentlemen, because I was getting hot, maybe I was just getting too real with it. You know, I can't help it. It's in my DNA. You know. But as I said, Doc Rivers has been dealt role players and pretty decent players throughout his career, except for when he coached in Boston, his time in Boston. Other than that, Doc Rivers has not coached no one such as like Kevin Durant type of caliber player, or Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, you know, Damian Lillard, you know, the boy in Milwaukee, you know, Antetokounmpo or whatever, you know, that boy name, I always get his name mixed up sometimes, but y'all get what I'm saying. He has never coached these people, you know, or Jimmy Butler, because when Jimmy Butler was on Philadelphia, Doc Rivers was still in Los Angeles. So just imagine if Doc Rivers had went to Philadelphia before, if Jimmy Butler was still on the Philadelphia Sixers before Doc Rivers, basically Doc Rivers on the Sixers before Jimmy Butler left the Sixers. Do you realize that Jimmy Butler would have never left the Sixers? Jimmy Butler would have never left the Sixers if Doc Rivers was already on Philadelphia. Okay? But it just goes to show you guys, you got to understand what I'm saying. Doc Rivers he's a great coach. How many coaches can you say in history? How many of them can say that they have one NBA championship, yet alone multiple, but one? Okay. So I would say over the past 2 decades, Doc Rivers has definitely been one of the top 5, if not top 3 coaches, head coaches in the NBA. And I'm just being honest and real with it. You guys let me know what you think about that. Do you agree that Doc Rivers over the past 2 decades, that Doc Rivers has been one the top 5 or top 3 head coaches of the NBA throughout over the past 2 decades? Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. Do you agree or disagree? Got to run some of that holy water. You know, guys, that holy water is important, you know. Making sure you got that good nature sound, got some sound going in the background. Yeah, but as I said, you guys, you know, this ain't over. This is just the beginning. This ain't over. This is by far ain't over. As I said, Doc Rivers is going to take Doc Rivers is going to be the one to take the heat for this and take the fall. I see Doc Rivers. You're hearing it from me over here too, Real from Mainstream, new hottest platform on YouTube. Doc Rivers will be released. Will be fired before the next NBA season starts up. If not fired, he will be sent off in some kind of deal to another team. I don't know how that will work, you know, with head coaches, but we'll see. But I don't see Doc Rivers continue to be on this team. I see that this was Doc Rivers' last run on the Philadelphia 76ers. And it's sad because it's not his fault. Doc Rivers is coaching right. It's just that he has a little bit of fraudulent players on his team, and he's had that throughout both all the teams he's coached except for Boston. On the Clippers, as I told you guys, I know how a lot of you guys feel about Chris Paul, you know, but I'm sorry, Chris Paul's the biggest overrated player I've ever seen in NBA history. Okay, and over there in the Clippers in LA, Doc Rivers had a lot of suspect players. I mean, I'm just being honest, you guys. We keeping it real. In LA, sorry, you guys, in Los Angeles, when Doc Rivers, his time when he head coached the Los Angeles Clippers during the time of the Lob City and all that, etc., in the era after Lob City, Doc Rivers had a lot of suspect players, basically, a lot of suspect players. And if you guys that don't know what suspect means, that terminology, are fraudulent players, you know, players that promoted and pushed and were portrayed like they're what they are to what they're really not. Okay, and this is the problem that this has been the problem. Wow, you guys, the stream is acting up on me today. I don't know what's going on, you guys. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. The stream is acting up, man. I don't know. Maybe because we on fire. They don't want to be heard, you guys, already. They don't want me to be heard. I'm a new platform already. They already messing with me. But anyways, I was saying, Doc Rivers, I see that Doc Rivers, he will not be on this team. He will not be on the head coach of the Philadelphia Sixers by the start of the next NBA season. And that's the problem. As I said, Doc Rivers, he has not had a successful, he has not have, when all the teams he's coached, except his time when he coached in Boston, he's coached the suspect and fraudulent players. And I don't know, for some reason, I think maybe possibly that the league does not want to see Doc Rivers be too successful. They don't want to allow him to obtain like what he should have been achieved right now. Right now, honestly, Doc Rivers should already have at least by now, he should have the same amount, about 5, but the same amount of titles as Popovich has. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. I might want to do that too, you guys. I want to do a live stream where I just come and talk about that and talk about like what like just ranking maybe like the top 10 NBA coaches of all time. Top 10 NBA coaches of all time. Matter of fact, we're gonna do that too. We're gonna have to do that, because as I said, Doc Rivers will be in that subject. He will definitely be in that conversation. But I think that maybe the league doesn't want to see Doc Rivers be I don't know, for some reason, like, there's a lot of people out here talking about like the difference between opportunities versus the black and white coaches, but we're not going to get into all that, but we all won't sit with a naked eye and act like we don't, kind of like the Two of Swords and the tarot cards. We can't just continue to sit here. We're not going to sit here and act like we don't, like it's not right there, just pretend like it don't exist, okay? That's what we won't do. But I don't know, like I said, I definitely believe, you guys, that this is going to be, that Doc Rivers will no longer be the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, what I think will be best for Doc Rivers, before we really got interrupted, what I think will be the best fit for Doc Rivers, I think that, and for an organization especially that's trying to win a chip or win a championship, I think Doc Rivers needs to go to a team such as Miami Heat. Let's see, Miami has Eric Spoelstra. But put it like this: if the Miami Heat, which I strongly believe, I strongly think, I told you guys already that I believe that Miami is going back to the NBA Finals, and I said they were going to face off against the Phoenix Suns or the Golden State Warriors. Well, Phoenix and Golden State got knocked out, so it's either going to be Denver or Los Angeles. If it's Los Angeles, that's going to be, I think for sure that Miami is going to win. Jimmy Butler is going to obtain his first championship, and Miami is going to win. Heat are going to obtain their next franchise championship. If they face off against Denver, though, I haven't decided yet on that, But I think if Miami does not win a championship this year, Miami should get rid of Eric Spoelstra and look to get Doc Rivers. And look, once again, Miami Heat, if they do not win a championship this year, they should fire Eric Spoelstra and seek out to bring in head coach Doc Rivers. If not, Miami Heat, where he'll be over there coaching somebody like Jimmy Butler, who's not a fraudulent player, but an actual real all-around athlete. And there's other players over there, like, a well-constructed team that not a player, not suspect. Either Miami Heat or maybe somewhere like Golden State. I would say the Lakers, but I don't want to see Doc Rivers over there when LeBron is still on the Lakers. I don't want to see that. I think that would just be a waste of Doc Rivers' time, because no, we don't need to see that. So I would say only the Lakers if LeBron will no longer be on the Los Angeles Lakers. This will be LeBron's last run, and like the team will be, other players will be added, released. But honestly, right now, I think somewhere like maybe like Golden State, Miami. I could say even back to Rivers is to be coaching on the Miami Heat or the Golden State Warriors next season. Or who else? What else would be maybe somewhere, maybe like I would say maybe the New Orleans Pelicans in New Orleans. Maybe in New Orleans. I don't know about that. No. I don't know. You know what? Maybe Chicago. I think Chicago probably be decent, but it just all depends because there's going to be some players that's definitely probably being switched around and moved around before the next season starts. So it all depends. But right now, I see that Miami Heat or Golden State Warriors would be the best place for Doc Rivers to be go head coach next. And now I think those are the franchises that seek to bring in Doc Rivers as a head coach because I don't see Doc Rivers returning to the Philadelphia 76ers next year. But we shall see. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to tune in. Make sure you let me know in the comments, spam in the comments. Let me go now. Let me know what you guys thought your opinions of was this Game 7 finals, and let me know what you guys think about some of the topics and issues I discussed, such as Doc Rivers no longer being a part of the Philadelphia 76ers and James Harden being a suspect fraudulent player and Joel Embiid not being a megastar player, how the mainstream and social media has promoted him and traded him to be. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. But I want to thank y'all for taking the time out to tune in. So until next time, y'all already know what it is. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that notification button so you'll be up to date when new content drops. So until next time, I'm out. Peace.